Hello everyone, we are here tonight for a new season in Legends Racing League. Season number 1 for the Gen 4 series, as practice just wrapping up momentarily. Hour-long practice for these drivers to get set here at Legacy Daytona in 2008 version, as qualifying underway here. 5 minutes, 2 laps to set their fastest lap on the 2.5 mile track at Daytona Beach, Florida. As currently on the racetrack right now is Aaron Brown currently as well on the racetrack going out, and a few others. So like I said, 2 laps here to set their fastest lap. Yeah, Eric Keeter as well on the racetrack. Craig Martin, Connor Hatfield, Will Cloud, David McCullen, excuse me, Kenny Campos, Jason Lance, Cody Webster, Gabriel Ngoli, all on the racetrack right now, currently trying to set their fast lap times. And this brand new Gen 4 racing car on the iRacing service came out 1 week ago today, and we had the pleasure of bringing it live here, brand new. As 4 minutes left in qualifying now, drivers getting up to speed on the back straightaway. First driver to set a lap will be that 93 of Kenny Campos right there, coming across the line in that 93 Bass Pro Shops Monte Carlo. As a lot of these drivers had a lot of time in practice to set the race around each other, to get some drafting practice. Not a lot of time to do solo laps. A few drivers at the beginning of the session did that, but not so much at the end. So a couple of those drivers that showed up a little later in the session didn't really get a lot of practice practicing qualifying, which is kind of an art skill in itself, just being to hold this wheel as straight as possible, as still as possible, just making sure you don't have any corrections in that racing machine. As here comes Kenny Campos, the first lap here for a 93 machine, going to cross the line. It's going to be a 49.762. That will put him on pole position for now, as he's the first driver to set a lap. As other drivers putting in the laps right now as well. Jason Lance is second. Eric Kelbinger down the back straight away. Aaron Brown cross the line right there. He goes to second. As Gabriel Ngoli going to cross the line as well. He goes to the top of the board, 49.539. As lap times are rolling in here, as well as pretty much full throttle as fast as you can, no wheel movement like I mentioned. Keplinger goes to 6th on the board right now. Mike Rosero crossing the line here shortly as well, going to set his second lap. Usually your second lap a little bit quicker than your first lap. Let's see what Kenny Campos can do. He goes way quicker, 49.207. He goes back top of the board. As we'll see what can Aaron Brown here coming across the line. Jason Lance goes second. Aaron Brown, third driver to cross the line, going to use some of that apron there. And it's a 49.196. He goes top of the board over Kenny Campos. Aaron Brown's so right now top of the board. Can Gabriel Ngoli go quicker? Just a little bit quicker, but not a great second lap for that 55 machine. As Eric Keeter goes to 3rd place. As Cody Webster goes to 4th. As Craig Martin goes to 2nd. 5 thousandths of a second separate him and Aaron Brown. Mike Rosero coming off of turn 4 right now as well. Brave Floyd in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Let's see what Rosero can do. Luke Peters, a defending street stock champion, goes 4th. Mike Rosero across the line, 29.37. That puts him around 7th. Brave Floyd across the line using the apron, 2.18. That puts him in 6th. Next, it was a 2.84. A little off there. Also, the field of drivers, Lucas Straight on the back straight. Luke LaFaro crossing the line. He goes to 11th. Will Cloud coming off of turn 4. As David McCullen goes up to 5th. As Will Cloud, 203, that puts him inside the top 3. I think that's 3rd place for Will Cloud. Yes, it is. He goes to 3rd. Lucas Strayer coming off to turn 4. As Kilo Hankins, top of the board with a 49.170. Can Lucas Strayer have something to say about it? Coming across the line? No, he does not. Kiloa Hankins flipping barreling in turn 1 and 2. He goes to pole position as Lucas Strayer goes to 5th, and Kiloa Hankins will win the Daytona pole here for the season opener at Legacy Daytona. What a time there. Unbelievable. Wasn't even looking at him until he crossed the line there. And with 18 seconds left, Kiloa Hankins will start on the front row, on the inside of the front row here tonight at Daytona. 19 cars in total, 17 qualified, 2 did not. And right now, after this session, a little 5-minute warm-up, 5-minute driver mean as well. And we will see you for 50 laps at the World Center of Racing. We're back live here at Daytona International Speedway. Currently, these drivers green up for 50 laps, 125 miles at this racetrack. We'll take a quick look at our starting grid here for tonight's opening race. As we saw during qualifying, on pole position here for tonight is Kealoha Hankins in that 72 machine. Starting outside of him is Aaron Brown in the 18 in second. Let's take a quick look at the starting grid once more. There we go. Like I mentioned, Kealoha Hankins on the front row, Aaron Brown in second, and in third, Craig Martin, Will Cloud in fourth, Lucas Scherer fifth, Kenny Campos in sixth, Luke Peters seventh, David McCollum in eighth, Eric Gear ninth, Cody Webster 10th, Michael Rosero 11th, Jason Lance 12th, Connor Hatfield in 13th, Brady Floyd 14th, Luke Alfaro 15th, Eric Kelbinger 16th, Gabriel Goli 17th, Malachi Drake 18th, and rounding out our 19 car field here is Zachary Thornton, 35 machine. Some of the paint schemes not showing up here tonight on the opening grid, but they should be on the iRacing track. They should have the right paint schemes. Not sure why the opening grid was not showing up for those paint schemes, but in the meantime, anyways, it should be on the iRacing right there. As you see, Kealoha Hankins and Aaron Brown in the front row, completely different paint schemes as well as Legacy Daytona with these old Gen 4 cars based off in 2003. A few drivers asking for some EOL penalties as well. I believe Michael Rosero being one of them and a few others. Rosero, I believe Lucas Strayer asking for one as well. And Malachi Drake, not actually. As wrecking already. As not sure what happened there. As we'll take a quick break for that one. As back live here at Daytona, had to extend the pace stops by one there. A wheel malfunction, technical difficulties where that driver just turned right there. I think Cody Webster was involved in that wreck as well. His few drivers had to come down pit lane and repair some of their damage. Already having used their fast repair, possibly Cody Webster being one of them. And one, I believe one other one did as well. Cody Webster the only driver coming off pit lane, so one lap extended. That could have an effect on their fuel run. But in the meantime, we'll take a quick look at our weather here for tonight's race. 82 degrees air temp, 87-degree track temp, and 7 p.m. Eastern time on June 17th here at Daytona. Sunset around 8:30, so nighttime should not be a factor. It should be pretty... The sun could be a factor in getting these drivers' eyes, but that'll be going into turn 1 or so. Kealoha Hankins ready to lead us to the green. One lap later. There's a couple rookies here tonight. Kenny Campos, Craig Martin, I believe, David McConnell, excuse me. Jason Lance, Connor Hatfield. Those are the few rookies here for tonight's race. But in the meantime, pace car is off. And Kalo Higgins will lead us to the green flag for the season opener here at Daytona. As through the gears they go, getting up the speed, one driver on the outside wall. It's 93 of Kenny Campos. Just couldn't get out of the outside wall, entering turn one. Finally, he's in the back-to-back all the way in 18th place. Eric Hugh not able to grid up here for tonight's race, having technical issues as well. We'll see if he can get into the server in the meantime. But right now, already 3 wide mid-pack. That's gamer goalie Brady Floyd in there as well, but they double foul out. And leading lap number 1 is going to be Kaloa Hankins, as he leads lap 1 at 72, Aaron's machine. We will know around 30 laps, so one stop race here tonight. Stage, like I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned this actually, it's staged on the end of lap 25. As here comes Craig Martin with a good run on the inside. Behind him, Connor Hatfield giving him a shove there, getting to his back bumper. As Will Clothing might have gone on the outside wall there and the entry to turn 3. But the difference between here, Legacy Daytona and the newer Daytona, is a repave of 2011. Way bumperier here in the Legacy Daytona, so you'll see those drivers hit those bumps on the inside line, outside line as well, in turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4. Not so much on the straightaways, but definitely in the corners, you will definitely see them go up and down. So that's lap set there by Brady Floyd. See right there, just count up, bump right there. This car's jolting up and down in the air. And it's going to be a little bit tough handling, especially with that sun right in your eyes as the sun sets here on the west side of the racetrack, which is entering turn 1 and 2. But pretty tame so far here tonight already. The outside lane kind of dying down. The inside lane looking to be the preferred line for now. But Aaron Brown with a good run with Brady Floyd and Zachary Thornton behind him pushing. Here comes Will Cloud up top as well. And there goes Luke Pierce, going to work up with Aaron Brown. And he's going to lead the lap number 3, come to 4. Scablinger sets fast lap right there in lap number 4. Here comes Aaron Brown side by side with Luke Peters. Aaron Brown looking to take the race lead early on, and he will. The 18 machine out in front. As here comes Brady Floyd to the inside with a huge run. Gonna go right in front of Luke Peters. There's a goal contact, right for the race lead, and around they go. Aaron Brown spinning on the inside of the apron, and caution is flying as Brady Floyd. I don't believe he might have some front end damage from that one. Aaron Brown, I think, is unscathed, but just a shove gone run. Actually, Aaron Brown has some left side damage, but I don't think anything too significant. I think it might have been Zachary Thornton maybe got into the back of Aaron Brown there and spun him around. Not sure exactly who caught in the hoop. I think it was just a shove gone wrong down the back straightaway. Yeah, Zach just got into the back bumper of Aaron Brown. As Brady Floyd made a great move to the inside, try to take that race away. Zach went a little low as well. Just bumped him wrong, and around they go. How heavy did Brady Floyd hit the inside wall? Actually did not at all. So I don't believe any of these drivers hit any walls. So not too badly damaged for any of those two drivers, luckily for sure. Aaron Brown has some left side scrapes, but Luke Peters will be in the race lead after that one. So Brady Floyd took the race lead for a split second, and then boom, spinning on the inside grass on the backfield, backstretch, and it just changes just like that. So we'll see if there's any pit stops here, and then we'll take a quick break for this caution here on lap 5 early on. As we see any takers here. Could see some drivers coming out pit lane, maybe top it off on fuel, maybe take some tires as well, maybe have some tire wear, especially with those bumps, and most of the field comes down pit lane. And we'll see who the first driver off of pit road is, as Will Cloud is the first one into his stall on the front straightaway. Front pit road. As fuel only for that 48 machine. They do have 2 extra tire sets here for tonight's race. As that's the race off pit lane, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back here at Daytona. I was back live here at Daytona. Choose cone just tapping and Luke Peters taking the top side. Kilo Higgins are closer, taking the bottom. We'll see how that plays out for those 2 drivers' strategy call. As choose cone, very interesting at Super Speedway. You kind of just gotta work with your teammates and see if you can do something with them. As the pace car rounding off turn 4, gonna come down pit road here shortly. As Luke Peters will lead us to the second restart here. First restart, I guess, technically, but as the field bunched up, Peters can go whenever he wants once the pace car pulls off. And green flag back in the air for the second time here tonight. As already drivers moving lanes, trying to get with their teammates, get with the faster lane as they're moving up the speed, getting up the speed, shifting through those gears. As Peters still holding up that top side, Kilo Higgins still holding on that bottom side. as 2x2 through most of the field after that restart, as who will lead the first lap, as most of the field coming out pit lane. Only 4 drivers staying out actually. There it's Luke Peters, Khalil Hankins, Craig Martin, and Connor Hatfield. Those are only 4 drivers staying out after the first caution on lap 5. And here comes Spears, go down to the bottom side, and he's going to lead the bottom lane now. Is one interesting thing to note, Eric Eater back in this one, only 4 laps down. He'll have to hope for a few cautions in this one to get those laps back, as he is in lucky dog position. He's as no one else. His lap down is already 3 wide. Peters split in the middle as Khalil Hankins and Craig Martin takes it easily there, as Connor Hatfield and Craig Martin working together. There's a 3 wide still. Oh, Brady Floyd losing it on the entry. Maker Zero with a aggressive shove on entry to turn 3 there, but Brady Floyd keeps it safe for now, as the top 2 pulling away a little bit, trying to tandem with each other, trying to control the inside line, and doing that well as Will Cloud getting pushed by Aaron Brown up top. That's a lot of near misses, a lot of these drivers, a lot of unknowns here in this car. How hard can you push exactly? A lot of these drivers had some testing in that hour-long practice session. See how hard you actually can push, especially with those bumps on the entry in the middle of the corners. When you're on someone's back bumper, kind of lifts them up sometimes. You have lose control of the car. It can be pretty hectic. We saw that with Brady Floyd and Mike Rosero right there. So there's still 3 wide. Brady Floyd and Luke Peters up top. On the bottom there is Luke Alfaro, as Peters getting shoveled back. He was in the race lead, led coming to the restart, and now he's all the way back in the 12th already. Last season's points champion in the Street Stock Series, as here comes a Will Cloud on top side. Having help from Aaron Brown, the 18 machine, and Lucas Strayer as well, leading that top side 3 cars deep. And here comes Brady Floyd, Mike Rosero as well. As the bumps on the inside a lot worse than the outside, seems like. Here at Legacy Daytona as Will Cloud leads. Will he go down to the bottom, or will he stay up top with Brown? As here comes Brown out to the bottom lane. He's going to try to take that race away from Will Cloud, as Aaron Brown moves down to the bottom, as Lucas Strayer now pushing Will Cloud with Brady Floyd behind. You got Craig Martin also on the bottom with Connor Hatfield, as the inside kind of lost that momentum. Seems like the outside line is the preferred line right now. Just seems like it has a little bit more momentum. Just get some good speed off the corners as well, and you don't really have to face those bumps too aggressively as well. As Will Cloud going to the bottom, leaving the outside line, as Lucas Strayer will now take the race lead, as Aaron gives Will Cloud a good shove. Those two work together well on the outside line. Now they're both on the inside, so we'll see what they can do. Trying to carry that inside line with some momentum, as Will Cloud dropping back, it looks like. Doesn't really like being up front. Zachary Thorne on the apron as well, as Khalil Hankins getting split 3 wide. And Aaron Brown on the bottom, Luke Peters up top, as it gets a little tight 3 wide here at Daytona, especially with those bumps, as Mike Rosero going to go middle with Khalil Hankins. This could get a little sketchy off of turn 4. As Lucas Strayer still leads with Brady Floyd in line behind him, and still 3 wide for around 5th. Oh, Carnival, that's Kenny Campos right there on the outside wall. Once again, he did that on the opening lap, I believe, as well. He slots back in line. He might lose a draft there. All the way on the 18th. He's falling back quickly. I think he lost a draft on 93 machine. Not looking good right now, and that, with 13 laps into this one, you don't want to lose the draft too much. We'll see if he can regain that time, but it looks like he's really lost the pack. Big time, all by himself out there in 18th place. As some of these drivers in the back kind of just taking it chill. You see Will Cloud, Zachary Thorne right there. They fell back. Will Cloud was actually leading this race a few laps ago, and leading the inside line, but he decides to fall back. They didn't really like what they seen up there, maybe a little bit too aggressive, as Brady Floyd, Mike Rosero, and Khalil Hankins up top. 3 cars training on the top side right now, working really well. As the pack spreading out just a little bit more. You kind of see this in this Gen 4. You can be able to spread out just a little bit more now. Single filing out here on lap 14. As there's Aaron Brown, the lone car on the inside. Peters is going to follow with him. I think one other driver, not sure who that was. It might be Luke Alfaro. Actually, it's Malachi Drake in that 90 machine. Going to follow Peters down. Brady Floyd goes to the inside. He sees that inside lane coming, real a big run, and he decides to take advantage of that one and stay to the bottom and keep his momentum, keep his race lead for now. Aaron Brown, oh, the back room for that 20 machine. He's really pushing hard as Aaron Brown goes up top now in front of Mike Rosero. Rosero going to give him a shove off of turn 2. Can Aaron take back the race lead on the outside lane side by side with Brady Floyd as they're dead even going on to turn 3 and 4. As Brown, who qualified in second, has some good super speedway speed too. Brady Floyd, really good super speedway racer. As the pack still staying together right now. As a few drivers have kind of separated, you got Will Cloud, David McConnell, and Zachary Thorin right there. That 3-car pack a little further on back. Back up to the race lead, you got Brady Floyd still on the inside, Aaron Brown still on the outside. As there goes Aaron Brown to the inside lane once again. As they kind of just swap positions there. As now Brady's up top, Aaron on the bottom. Still 2x2 through most of the field. No one really taking it too easily. Not a lot of single file action in this race. We saw it for probably half a lap or a lap or so around lap 13, but ever since then it's pretty much double file action. As Brady Floyd in the sucker hole right now as he's getting split 3 wide middle. As Mike Rosero checks up a little bit, gives him a shove down to turn 3 and 4. And Malachi Drake going to take advantage of Luke Peters going up the racetrack. And Malachi's going to try to work with Aaron Brown. And he's going to move himself up to 3rd, maybe 2nd here. As pit stops for those drivers that did not pit will be coming up here shortly. Probably around lap 30, I was told. Probably 28 to 30 laps. But depending on how hard they're pushing it, Luke Peters is one of the drivers that did not pit during that last caution. He's been up front for most of this race. So he's really burning a lot more fuel than those guys in mid-pack or further on back. So it's still a one-stop race for everyone else. But you want to pit with someone, probably preferably your teammates. But still early on this one is also you have the stage on lap 25, into lap 25, so the top 5 get stage points for that one. As there goes some gyro movement right there. It's Luke Peters at the bottom, Mike Rosero to the bottom as well. They're not really content just riding around right now, and they want to get that track position for these stage points, because these stage points can make or break your season. As 5 points goes to the stage winner as well, so every point matters in this season. 5 points is a pretty big margin to have on your rivals, especially at Super Speedway, which is sometimes unpredictable. So you want to make sure you can capitalize on those points as much as you can when the opportunity presents itself. And here comes Aaron Brown going 3 wide on Mike Rosero. Rosero has no help from behind. Gonna try side drive Brady Floyd, but to no avail as Mike Rosero slowly but surely gonna get sucked back. As there cars in the wall, they keep it straight for now, but there's still 3 wide. Khalil Hankins, I think, might have got on the outside wall. Also Luke Faro possibly as well. That kind of slows on the outside line. The inside line has really formed up well as there's 5 cars on the bottom. Single foul for now. Riding around. And so far already, only 2 cars have used a fast repair, and that was because of a pace lap incident with Luke Faro, his wheel disconnecting, a wheel malfunction there. Him and Cody Webster had to use a fast repair early in this one. So Luke Faro currently in 11th, Cody Webster kind of riding in the back in 13th place, just riding his time right now. Ooh, big will go, I think, from Luke Peters there, leading the top side, getting pushed by Jason Lance. That's coming to 20 on lap 21. So once we get to lap 22, if a caution comes out, that will be the stage. As we make it 3 wide, that's Khalil Hankins, I believe, in that 72 machine. Very aggressive move there on Lucas Strayer, splitting it 3 wide middle. as Aaron Brown, Malachi Drake now leading. Here comes Gabriel Goli in a 55 machine out front, up in third right now. Has 5 laps to go to that stage, and you can see the drivers really amping up the aggression right now. 3 wide in the back right there. That's Luca Ferro on Lucas Strayer, as there's still 2x2 out in front. That's lap 22. Oh, Lucas Strayer contact Malachi Drake. Around he goes, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Most likely, yes, it will. As we stay green, actually. That incident really going to shape up the field right there, as right in front of everyone. But Malachi Drake, I think, kept it straight somewhat. I don't know, he did spin out there. A few drivers had to go to the pit lane, I believe, to avoid that one. So it's a bad shove, I think, maybe right there, as Malachi Drake just caught up in the middle of it. Lucas Strayer actually just hit the outside wall, bounced off of Drake there, and got into Gabriel Goli, and also the 22 there of Craig Martin, and a few other drivers made some contact as well. But we stay green for now, as a few drivers struggling already. As ooh, some more struggles there for Brady Floyd and a few others as well. Jason Lance spinning through the grass. Just a bad shove from Brady Floyd. Around he goes. As we stay green, it's Khalil Hankins still out in front. As coming up to the stage end as well. As 2 laps to go for the stage, as it's field really spread out now. 7-car pack up here, 2-car pack back there. Got Micros Arena pack all as well, with some damaged race cars. I think Craig Martin in that 22 had some contact with Malachi Drake. Malachi Drake way far back. Jason Lance as well, trying to work together as with him. But 7-car pack out in front. As Aaron Brown, oh, bad block from Brown, and the outside wall to go. Luke Peters in the outside wall, staying with Aaron Brown. As here comes Will Cloud making an aggressive move. Aaron Brown blocking, bad block from Brown. Around goes Luca Faro, spinning through the grass they go. Luca Faro keeps it straight, Aaron Brown does too, so they stay green once more. As a bad shove from Aaron Brown, a bad block from Aaron Brown. And that's going to cost him some stage points, and that's going to bring out the yellow right there. As I believe it was probably this incident right here that brought out the yellow. I don't think there's another one on the racetrack. That I saw, so I'm guessing it was Luke Farr rejoining right there, just triggered the iRacing caution, or possibly admin through one as well. But anyways, Khalil Hankins will win the stage, and he gets the pole, wins the stage as well. Slowing down for the pace car there on the back straightaway. So we are halfway through this one, so fuel should be good. So if these drivers regroup it back up together, some of these drivers probably have to take a fast repair, maybe just fix some damage. They will be good on fuel, but Khalil Hankins will win the stage here tonight. As Eric Keeter gonna get the lucky dog there on the outside line. As everyone will be coming down pit lane here. As who will win the race off pit lane, as might see some drivers take some tires here as well. Going as we're over in the race off pit lane. As Kyle Lincoln's going to do a choose cone this time by. He's going to choose the bottom lane. As like I mentioned, everyone, we are past halfway, so everyone is good on fuel as well. While we have the moment, let's take a quick look at our weather, see if it changed at all. Currently right now 7:30 in sim time, 85 degree track temp, 81 degree air temp. I believe that air temp may be 1 degree cooler, but track temp around the same. And the sun is only setting more and more. Let's go on board with one of these drivers. Let's go on board with Kilo Hankins, who currently leads the field. Just kind of see what he sees. It's kind of just, it's not completely too dark as of right now. You can see he's fuel saving, turn off that engine, so maybe it's a little bit closer on fuel than we expected. Possibly saving for those green white checkers. Two of them. We do have 2 attempts at green white checkered. It's really off of turn 4 and into turn 1. So you can kind of see right off of turn 4, not so much right now, but into turn 1, definitely. A little bit cloudy, so it helps as well. And also I think it kind of set underneath the grandstand, so that helps as well. So not too bright like I thought it might be, but anyways, Daytona with the sun setting, just an iconic venue as pace car is off. And away we go. Green flag is back out here. 22 laps to go here in the season opener. So big block there, I think, from Aaron Brown, possibly on Luke Lafaro. But in the meantime, Kilo Lincoln still leads on the outside line. Aaron Brown on the inside, Will Cloud behind him, Luke Lafaro behind Kilo Lincoln's, both running the same paint scheme. That's Aaron's paint scheme right there, leading the top train. We also have Cody Webster in the 88 machine. It's supposed to be 1, but 88 custom number. As Luke Lafar up the racetrack a little bit with those bumps. You can see how aggressive those bumps are and how much that can cause them to move up the racetrack. Not able to hold the line as Kilo Lincoln's a big block there on Luke Lafaro. Lafaro could give him a shove there on the back straightaway. As Will Cloud, the back bumper of Aaron Brown, really trying to push him as hard as he can to stay out in front. Hankins leads once more. He's got to clear to the inside. Hankins looking really good right now out in front. Got the pole. He's been up front, won the stage. Can you sweep the week here tonight at Daytona and win pretty much everything that you can possibly win? As Aaron Brown with a good run on the inside with a good show from Will Cloud on the back straightaway. And one thing I did not mention, the yellow line is legal at any moment. We haven't really seen that tonight. I'm sure we'll see it later in this one. No one's been too aggressive with that yellow line rule, but it is legal anywhere on the racetrack, any lap. The past few seasons, it's usually only been the white flag that's legal at. But with the Gen 4, we felt like it should be legal anytime on those old rules. As Lafaro clears with Kilo Hankins, and now Cody Webster leading up top with Luke Lafaro behind him. And you'll see a lot of movement throughout the field, especially with these Gen 4 cars. You just move a lot through the field as Luke Lafaro up top once more, being pushed by Cody Webster. There's 18 laps to go. Let's do a little LRL and crank it up here with these awesome Gen 4 sounding race cars. As caution flag flies there, contact in the back. Not sure who was involved, but someone went spinning off the front bumper of someone. So Malachi Drake got into losing that Eric Keplinger, spinning through the grass in the pit lane. So Keplinger, I think, hit the outside wall there. Just lost it as some contact ahead of him as well. Keplinger up the racetrack, down to the outside wall. Not a great view from that point of view, but just gets in the outside wall, bounces off right into Malachi Drake. Malachi Drake nowhere to really go. Cody Webster nowhere to go. Cody Webster already taking his fast repair as well. May have to take another one, not another one, but he might have to go down pit lane and fix that one. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the green flag here at Daytona. As we're back live here at Daytona. Juice cone just happening right there. Kilo Hankins on the bottom. Aaron Brown choosing the top side. Our front row drivers from the beginning of this one. It's going to be here with coming to 13 to go as well. So the sun is setting here at Daytona Beach. Craig Martin in third. And in fourth place on the outside is Brady Floyd in that 20 machine on the outside. Then you got David McCollum on the inside lane as well. Luke Faro behind him on the outside. Jason Lance behind McCollum right there, sorry. In seventh. Luke Peters 8th. Connor Hatfield 9th. Lucas Strayer 10th on the inside. Gibbon Goalie on the inside as well. Cody Webster on the outside. Eric Kepler on the inside. Kenny Campos on the outside there. Eric Keeter gained all his ops back as well. Was 5 laps down earlier on the outside. And here is Malachi Drake coming to the end of the field. And here comes Will Cloud as well. Mike Rosero catching back up to the end of the field as well. So that's kind of a quick rundown of where all the drivers are. As Kilo Hankins will lead the inside behind him. Craig Martin, David McConnell, and Jason Lance on the outside. Aaron Brown, Brady Floyd, Luke LaFaro, and Luke Peters. As a bad start from Connor Hatfield there on the inside. Kind of checked up a little bit of Gabriel Goalie. But anyways, they stay green and clean on the restart. With 13 laps to go, let's see, coming to the end of this one. Here at Daytona, the sun setting at the beach. A little over 25 miles to go. Here in this one, Aaron Brown a little wiggly there. And we got a bad shot from Brady Floyd. As here comes looking for on the inside as well. Aaron Brown back up to the race lead. As Aaron Brown will lead this lap here. 12 laps to go here in this one. Big pack of cars. 18 total in the pack. Zachary Thornton, the only driver really out of this one. 12 laps down in pit lane. As Brady Floyd leads the top train, Luke Peters follows him. Behind them is Lucas Shares, a 3 wide. Luke Faro in the middle. Cody Webster on the outside. Aaron Brown, oh! Around they go! Aaron Brown spinning! As caution flag flies, Kilo Hankins involved, the 2 front row drivers involved. Don't believe any of them hit the inside wall. As contact even more on back. As other drivers involved, Eric Keeter going through the grass, Craig Martin involved as well. Big damage for that 22 machine. He does have a fast repair, and same with Eric Keeter. Big damage for him. He does have a fast repair as well, so they can repair their damage from that one. But big wreck there with 12 laps to go. Bring out the 4th caution of the night here in lap 39. Take a look at what happened there. Kind of saw Aaron Brown got pushed, I believe, in the wrong way once again. Skilling can just give Aaron Brown a bad shove. And that kind of just stacked up the whole field. No one else had anywhere to go. As a couple other drivers involved. Malachi Drake involved there. David McConnell involved there as well. That 07 machine. No pit for repairs, but he probably want to take his fast repair, his hood. Not his hood, but his front and flap none. They went a little bit there. But looks like just Khalil Hankins had a huge run. Try to take it. And just lifted up the rear end of Aaron Brown. That's kind of what I was talking about. You can push hard, but at some point, the guy in front of you has no control over that front end, and that kind of what led to that one. But caution, 4th caution of the night here on lap 39 is Brady Floyd will now be your race leader. As pit stops might happen for a few of these drivers who had some damage, but still, everyone can still survive. And see Connor Hatfield, or not, Craig Martin and Eric Keeter limping this thing back to pit lane. No front end at all. Darren McConnell also back there flapping his bumper in the wind. Now pit lane these drivers go with 10 laps to go, 25 miles to go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Daytona. As we're back live here at Daytona, Ray Floyd about to lead us to the green flag here. Coming to 8 laps to go. The sun now really setting here at Daytona. You can just see that orange and yellow glow from the sun setting. Currently in sim, it is 7:52 p.m. Eastern Time. Sunset in sim is 8:32. So plenty of light left in this one. For 8 laps, I would hope so. But anyway, pace car about to pull off in the pit lane. And we gotta do battle here. 18 drivers still in this thing. A couple of them had to use their fast repair, but we're about to go green. As pace car is off and green flag is out. Brady Floyd leads us to the green with 8 laps to go. Here in this one, with a great start on the inside line, Cody Webster and Luke Peters might be able to jump up to the outside lane if they want to, and that's what Cody Webster will do. He goes up top. No one to follow him. No one to follow up there with him as Will Cloud stays low. And here comes Lucas Schreier and Luke Lafaro as well, trying to get back up there to Cody Webster's rear bumper. As the outside lane forming up, these drivers being really aggressive here. As Cody Webster now clear on the inside line. So one car on the outside wall there off of turn 4. Not sure it was. It was 20 of Eric Keir there. As Cody Webster now leads here. 7 laps to go. He goes to the inside lane in front of Brady Floyd. Floyd now pushing the 88 machine. I see those bumps really affecting these drivers late in this one, especially when they start to be a little bit more aggressive, taking it 3 wides. Ooh, big wiggle there for, I think, Luke Peters there and Will Cloud. Big wiggle down the back straightaway. Luke Farrow shoots the inside. Wasn't too confident in that move, but here comes Aaron Brown, 3 wide middle on Eric Keplinger. Keplinger stuck on the top side, no help from him. As he's going to shuffle all the way back down to around the team's position, one on the outside wall once more. Further on back as Lucas Scherer leads at the line barely. 6 laps to go, 3 wide for 3rd behind. And the aggression is really ramping up here as these drivers going as hard as they can here late in this one. As 5.5 laps to go here. Once again, on the back straight with some contact. Will Cloud saves it. What a save for Craig Martin there in turn 1 and 2. And they keep it straight there. Down the back straightaway they go. 5.5 laps to decide who wins it. Kind of separates the field. That contact there. Little check up on back around that 10th place spot. So 10th place a little further on back. Kind of spread them out just a little bit. They got to regroup back up together. As 5 laps to go, 10 miles to decide this one. LaFaro to the inside line on Cody Webster. Aaron Brown giving Webster a shove on the outside. They are clear now to turn 1 and 2. Will they take the inside? Aaron Brown will take the inside. No one to help Aaron Brown or Cody Webster. It's going to be a drag race down the back straightaway as some movement on further back as well. One driver to the inside. That is Eric Keir, I believe. Actually, that is Connor Hatfield, excuse me. That 00 machine as Peters and Cody Webster now clear on the bottom line. And they're going to be the 2 drivers in that inside line for now as Aaron Brown gives Luke Peters a shove. Aaron Brown up the racetrack a little bit from those bumps. As 4 laps to go this time by. As Cody Webster around he goes in front of the field. Big wreck in the tri-oval as caution flag flies here with 4 laps to go. And that's the big one on the front straightaway. A bunch of drivers destroyed right there. As hoods and bumpers flying everywhere. Some drivers are done for the night as well. As Cody Webster already had to use his fast repair. Not sure how damaged he is. Looks pretty damaged on the right front there. His bumper flapping in the air as well. As it's going to go into overtime here tonight. As right in front of the field, a big one strikes. As this coming off of turn 4, hectic there. Aaron just gives Cody a bad shove and lifts his rear tires up. We saw it a few times earlier tonight as well. And everyone dying right there in the tri-oval. Huge wreck there. Drivers having to go through pit lane to avoid that one. Wow. Let's see from the TV or the turn 1 entry, just see how chaotic this one is. There's a bunch of contact there. As wow. So one driver going to the pit lane. It's David McConnell right there. Going to the pit lane. Trying to avoid that one. He does so right there. There's a bunch of drivers coming down pit lane fixing some damage. With 3 laps to go, it's going to be green-white checker in this one as the sun is set. Some drivers able to see as LaFaro going to be out of this one. Already used his fast spur early in this one. And a few others as well. We'll see who exactly is out of this race. So Will Cloud having used his fast spur, Marker Zero using his fast spur quick in and out. But in the meantime, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for this green-white checkered here at Daytona. As you're back here live at Daytona, quick rundown of your field. Eric Keeter from 5 laps down currently leads this one with the first green white checker attempt of 2. Khalil Hankins, our pole sitter, was involved in the wreck earlier in this one. Up to second, Brady Floyd in third, technically fourth on the outside. Malachi Drake in third. And you got the 93 of Kenny Campos on the inside there in fifth. David McConnell on the outside in sixth. And Eric Keplinger at eighth, I believe there. Lucas Scherer is 7th on the inside there as well. As we're going green this time by, it's Heater leading some of his first laps here tonight, I believe. Some drivers in that third row of Dave McConnell and Kenny Campos haven't really been up front most of the night. I believe they've kind of been cycling in the back a few times just due to the incidents, trying to avoid them as well. But they're up here in the third row. See if they can do something here late in this one. With the first green white checker attempt here at Daytona. And let's just go on board Eric Keeter as he exits turn 4 and just see how the sun's going to be affecting him. You see how bright it is already. That sun glare into turn 1 could play a factor as well for some of these drivers. So pace car pulling off from the pit lane. Eric Keeter choosing the outside line, and green flag is out. He jumps. He gets a good jump on the field as it really spreads him out. That could be to his advantage here, as he just got to make it to the white flag this time by, as it really spreads out the field big time. As on the inside, Khalil Hankins and Malachi Drake, as there's a sun glare big time there in the turn 1. As the field, like I mentioned, very, very spread out here. As Khalil Hankins pushing Eric Keeter has 1.5 laps to go. They just got to make it to the white flag this time by. As Eric Keeter left out to dry on the outside, on the inside lane, Eric Keplinger going to take a 3 by middle. As Brady Floyd made some contact at the outside wall, and Lucas Scherer going to move his way up to the inside. Here goes Micro Zero. Oh, contact around goes Brady Floyd, and the outside wall he goes. And caution flag flies, and we're going to go into our second green-white checkered. Brady Floyd involved, and also the 07 of David McConnell involved as well. Big time damage, but McConnell already did use his fast repair actually, so he's going to be out of this one here tonight. Brady Floyd has not yet used his fast repair, so he can repair his damage and get back out there. But very, very unfortunate for those two drivers, as I think it was just a little bit of maybe some neck code contact. I don't know if they actually made contact with each other physically, but we'll see the replay here. Yeah, not even close contact. It was actually Lucas Strayer right there, not even close. And unfortunate there, because they were about to make it back to the white. And man, that's just horrific luck for the both of them. Floyd can continue. McConnell done for the night, unfortunately. He was up front, up to 5th place. Had a chance to maybe win that one late. But that's how Super Speedway racing goes sometimes. Luck of the draw. As Khalil Hankins lead over Malachi Drake in 2nd and Eric Keeter, or Eric Keplinger in 3rd, actually. So that's the top 3 for now. And in the meantime, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here before the green flag. As we're back live here for the last green to white checker of the temp. They either go green or they go to the whites. I guess go to the checker, I should say. As leading the field to the green will be Kaloa Hankins. Eric Kepler on his inside line. And green flag is out. And away we go as they're back in the back. And they're stacking it up. Who will be the race winner as caution flag flies? I think it's Kaloa Hankins. As Kaloa Hankins waited a little bit longer there, stacked up the field. I think Kaloa Hankins will win this race due to that one. As they kind of just stacked up the field, everyone was ready to go. And just chaos ensues there. I just don't know if one person's at fault exactly there. But, I mean, just a bunch of different wrecks happening at the same time. And chaos ensues at the end, but Kaloa Hankins wins it here tonight. It's going to be official here as Kaloa Hankins catching up to the pace car. Eric Kepler in second, Mike Rosero in third, it looks like. iRacing Time and Scoring has it. And that's what it will be as well. Is coming across the line to make it official. For that 72 machine, won the pole, won the stage, and he'll win the race here tonight at Daytona in chaotic fashion as well. As he'll just stop and burn down here in the straightaway, burn straightaway instantly. Burn it down on the front straightaway and in the infield grass as well. Kaloa Hankins a well-deserved win. Dominated you tonight, I guess, just in the right place at the right time. Got a little lucky on the restart there, but that's all you need here at the Super Speedways as chaos ensues behind him. What a way to start out the season for that 72 machine. As he's going to park it here on the front straightaway. We're going to take a quick little break and we'll look at our race results and also speak to our top 3 drivers as well. We're back live here at Daytona. I'm going to take a quick look at our final race results here as well. Here at race number 1, as Kilo Lincolns will win here tonight. Eric Kelbinger in second, Mike Rosero in third, Malcolm Drake fourth, Lucas Dreher fifth, Eric Keeter in sixth, Luke Peters seventh, Will Cloud eighth, Kenny Campos in ninth, and Jason Lance in 10th. Aaron Brown 11th, Luke Farrell 12th, Craig Martin 13th, Connor Hatfield 14th, Cody Webster 15th, Gabriel Ngoli 15th, Cody Webster 16th, Brady Floyd 17th, David McConnell in 18th, Zachary Thorne in 19th. Rounding out our 19 car field here tonight, and we're going to speak to our race winner, Kilo Hankins, if we can here. If he's in the Discord, and yes, he is. Hello, Kilo. Do you have a copy?
I do indeed.
What a race for you. Won the stage, won the pole, won the race. Talk us through your night, up and down, spinning through the grass as well. Talk us through your night.
Oh man, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. I didn't expect to win the pole, but I just figured as long as I was up in front, we'd be fine. There was one restart where me and Aaron sort of got disconnected and we fell through the mid pack, and I was just trying to push him, and we bumper locked and spun us both out. But I'm just glad that we were able to recover. But yeah, no, I was just trying to stay up front if I could, and if I wasn't up front, try to get to the front however I could. So
yeah, talk us through just learning through these new Gen 4 cars and whatnot, and just how hard it is kind of pushing maybe, or just kind of like it's a pretty much a brand new car and you pretty much have to learn on the fly pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. I noticed in practice that the bumping was still sensitive, but only if you sort of had a big run on the car in front of you. So as long as you guys were about the same speed, then you could bump pretty well and hold the wheel straight and off. So I was fine getting bumped, but I think I still need to work on just pushing in general, because I still don't really know where that line is between too aggressive and just enough. But I'm just glad to come out of here with a win.
And congrats on your win here tonight, and your another thing for tonight to win at Daytona.
Yeah, I want to thank first off Aaron Brown. He and I were just chatting throughout the race, just talking strategy and stuff. Want to thank you for broadcasting and putting on a show for all the viewers, and also want to thank the racers and the league owners and admins for keeping this league going. It's always a fun time here.
Well, congrats on your win here tonight. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Thank you. Have a good night.
So that was Kilo Hankins, our race winner here at Daytona. We're going to bring our second place finisher of Eric Keblinger falling off short. Not sure exactly how close it was when the caution came out, but probably was very, very slightly behind Kilo Hankins on that restart. Hello, Eric. You got a copy?
I got a copy, man.
So you get second here tonight. How many to the green flag did you realize? Were you thinking about how that could decide that race right there? Just millimeters between each other.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize there was a caution until I heard my teammates just sign and like, come on. And I look up and there's a caution. I'm like, oh, wait, what? I didn't realize they wrecked the back. And I mean, I'm happy with my result. I just try to keep it clean. I know I had an incident at lap 33. I know Cody got loose off for turn 4. I just tried to give him a lot of room. I hit the wall but it's fine. It's fine. It was planned. You know, I just really got to thank Lucas and Michael for giving me the shove. My move of the race, lap 50 into turn number 3. I'm watching it back now. Getting pushed through a car train down the backstretch into 3, making the move to the inside, passing, 3 cars in turn 3 and getting third place. That really helped me get up there. That was my winning move, basically, in my eyes. So, and then they wrecked behind me.
Yeah, just pretty chaotic race, and you kind of just stay out of trouble for the most part, but end up in second. And you want to thank for tonight's good run?
Like I said, just Lucas and Michael and everybody else who helps out with this league. I know Brady and Malachi and you were helpful tonight in heater. So yeah, I kind of hitting myself after hitting the wall on lap 33, but the grand scheme of things, it's fine. I'm walking away with second. Don't care how I got it. it's fine. I'll take second, even if it means the race ends like that. Happy to get it in Daytona in Florida, the Florida Gators National Championship car. Like, let's go.
Yeah, congrats on your second place here tonight. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Thank you.
So there we go, your second place finisher. As we're going to bring in our third place finisher of Michael Rosero, the favorite going into tonight's race. Pretty much 2-1 odds based off the betting machine there. Comes up short in third. Hello, Michael. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you come up in third place. We're involved in that wreck, I believe, with 5 to go, possibly, or yeah, around 5 to go, I believe. And clawed your way back through the field, and you finish up in third. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, it was really fun throughout the whole race. I mean, we started in the back, and we just mainly stayed there, and then we eventually got up there, but then we got split 3 wide by Aaron, and then lost all my spots. So yeah, and then we got in that wreck, and we took our fast repair because I actually got steering damage from an earlier wreck, so I decided to save it, and that eventually paid off, so that was a good decision. And then we eventually got back up there in third, and just idiots in the back causing wrecks on the restart for no reason, and could have shot the win, but stuck with third.
Yeah, still didn't really get a chance to have the win, but still a great result in third place. What are your thoughts next week at Las Vegas, and how you think you can tackle that racetrack?
We're pretty fast on the cookie cutters, so we'll definitely have some speed there. Hopefully get a top 3 or even better. So yeah, feeling really good about next week.
As that was Micro Zero, just glad he could work with those teammates in the voice chat and as well. But we'll take a quick look at what's up next on the Legends Racing Network. Very eventful race here tonight at Daytona. And up next we have an off week for the Superstar ARCA Cup Series, so they don't race tomorrow, but they race next week, next Wednesday at Michigan. And then Thursday night, Undisputed Cup Series at Charlotte. Then India Aurora also has an off week as well. June 27th, they'll race at Le Mans. So no Wednesday League or Friday Night League here this week. Then Sunday night, we got the Stampede Racing League. Dover, Q2 finale for that one. Should be a fun one at the Monster of the Mile racetrack there. Then 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solution Series, I believe, goes to Auto Club there for the race number 3. And next week, like I mentioned, we go to Las Vegas for the Gen 4 series. And race number 2 for us. So thank you guys for watching. A very eventful race, very chaotic. And we will see you next time.